Cayo Perico is the most popular way to make money in GTA Online, and even though it's been around for over 5 years, I haven't seen anyone try to complete it using only the standard pistol. Because no one would be that stupid, right? Well, as it turns out, I am. You are an idiot! So in this video, I'll be attempting to complete all of the setups and the heist itself using only the standard pistol. And to make things even more challenging, I'll be playing the heist on hard difficulty and trying to take out every single guard in the compound. As you can imagine, things get ridiculously difficult. And by the end of the video, I'm literally losing the will to live. So kick back, relax, and enjoy me making myself suffer, all for your entertainment. To kick things off, I went to my gun locker to make sure I only had the starting pistol and my weapon wheel. After setting the difficulty to hard, I flew over to the smuggler's plane. Typically I would look to pick off the enemies with a sniper from a distance, but as I was doing this challenge, that wasn't an option this time around, so I just charged straight at them. Although they had good aim, I managed to quickly take them out as there was only a handful of them. I then stole the plane and flew over to Cayo Perico. Once on the island, all weapons were disabled, so I just quickly made my way to the communications tower, although I was temporarily slowed down by some railing. If there's one thing this map is good at, it's knocking people off their bike. Nevertheless, I was soon at the tower and quickly completed the hack where I was gifted with the beautiful pink diamond. Now that was done, I jumped off the tower to respawn at the airstrip and headed back to Los Santos. Now it was time for the long fin setup. I flew over to the police station and got instantly deleted as soon as I arrived at the gates, and even after pushing through, I was starting to doubt whether this challenge was possible because some of the guards were literally taking over a dozen shots to die. Nevertheless, I took cover behind one of the riot vans, and after what felt like an eternity and endless waves of police, I eventually cleared the station of all the officers. Now normally I would blow myself up using an explosive to remove my wanted level, but as I was doing this challenge, this was no longer an option, so I voluntarily gave myself as tribute to the police. After respawning, I called my phantom wedge, picked up the boat, bullied a few cars along the way, and delivered the longfin to the docks. Now it was time for the plasma cutter setup. I flew over to the safe house, quickly took a picture of the room to send to Pavel, and made my way to the cutter. Normally for this part I would use an explosive, but of course that wasn't an option this time, so I started using my pistol, but had to quickly back up once the enemy reinforcements arrived. I tried to take cover behind a wall but got taken out just before I could reach it. After respawning, I went back to exact my revenge and noticed that a car was starting to catch on fire, so I shot it to make it blow up. What the fuck? Somehow the guys in the adjacent car did not blow up, but one of them did get crushed by the car. After quite a while of taking out the guards and endless waves of reinforcements, I eventually managed to pick up the cutter and fly back to the Casaca. Now it was time for the fingerprint cloner setup. I flew over to the warehouse and after entering it, quickly took cover behind a crate to avoid getting shot. After there was a gap in the shooting, I took out 3 of the guards, but I couldn't get an angle on the guard on the right, so I moved up closer and used the peek animation to see exactly where my shot would land. After dispatching the last guard, I quickly completed the hack and flew over to the archive. Once there, I swiftly took out the cameras and headed straight to the back table to find the device and deliver it back to the Casaca. Next up was the cutting torch mission, so I flew over to the construction site where I could have used the construction hat to sneak around, but for the sake of this challenge I tried to take out all of the security. After taking out the first guard, the security were quickly alerted and nearly killed me in the process. After weaving my way around the construction site and taking out all of the enemies, I collected the cutting torch and flew back to my submarine. The final setup was a weapon loadout, and I chose the marksman loadout as this was the only one with the standard pistol. After landing on the roof of the building, I equipped my pistol and decided to charge straight into the room. This worked surprisingly well as the guards were slow to react, helping me to quickly take out a few of them. They did however start to deplete my health quite quickly, and after eating some snacks I took out most of the enemies, and finished the final guy by shooting the door of the room he was hiding in and giving him a quick headshot. After swiftly completing the hack and stealing the weapons, I went back to the roof and quickly escaped in my Sparrow before the enemy helicopters could get to me. Now it was time for the actual heist, and I was absolutely dreading this because I was going to have to take out all of the guards in the compound, including the fearsome Juggernaut. After crashing into the side of the cliff, I really don't know why that happens, I made my way to the hangar and took out the patrolling guard. I then went inside and realized there was no lead at the bottom, so I climbed up to loot the top section and figured that the painting in El Rubio's office would be enough to fill my loot bag. After entering through the drainage tunnel, I figured I would loot the main target first before taking everyone out. So I snuck to El Rubio's office and was disappointed when I found out that my loot bag was too full to carry a painting. But I stole a little bit extra from his safe and quickly completed the hack. After stealing the diamond, I was then ready to start taking out the guards. I took out the first few guards silently as I was hoping to sneak up behind the Juggernaut, but this plan quickly got thrown out of the window. I genuinely thought I would respawn with the primary target still in my loot bag, but then realized I would have to keep robbing it every time I died. So I had to switch tactics and try to take out the Juggernaut before looting the diamond. I managed to sneak up behind the Juggernaut, but for some reason it would not let me pistol whip him. I then tried to run straight into him but completely missed. On the next attempt I tried to take out the guards that were nearby but accidentally alerted another guard, after which the Juggernaut yet again deleted me. I nearly managed to knock over the Juggernaut on the following attempt but was still having trouble actually locking onto him. On the next attempt I did manage to knock him over, but then locked onto the wrong person, and even after putting many bullets into him, this did basically no damage. I tried to take out those nearby guards but still managed to alert the entire compound. On the next attempt, I tried to switch tactics by taking out the cameras and the surrounding guards. I was doing really well until eventually a guard spotted me, so I continued trying to take everyone out, which went well for a while until I got pinched into this corner where the Juggernaut took me out. By this point I realized I had to figure out a way to take out the Juggernaut first, or this would literally be impossible. After countless more deaths, I finally conceded that I would have to use a stronger weapon to take out the Juggernaut. I used a pipe bomb on him to take out most of his health and managed to get the final shot on him with the pistol. Now it was time to take out the rest of the guards, but as this was on hard mode, these guys had extra armor and dealt extra damage. I managed to take out over a dozen guards across the compound until somehow the guy near El Rubio's office instantly deleted me. I tried the same thing on the next attempt, but got quickly deleted as I was trying to take cover. On the following attempt, I took the Juggernaut out again, went straight to the office and looted the target. I then took out loads of guards near the bottom of the stairs, but got caught out when I was trying to make my way around the compound. I thought now I would have to take everyone out before stealing the diamond, but after killing literally dozens of enemies, once there were only a few left, I checked the map and realized they endlessly respawn until I loot the primary target. And as I was checking, I got taken out yet again. By this point I was really losing the will to live. I blew up the Juggernaut yet again and tried to shake things up by using the basement entrance, as this has only 2 hacks. After I finished them, I somehow managed to take out the guards right next to me and then stole the diamond. However, I realized 2 things at the basement. The first was that even after stealing the primary target, the enemies still endlessly respawn. And the second was that it was impossible to make the escape from this exit as there was hardly any cover. So the new objective was to simply escape the compound, as taking everyone out was literally impossible due to the endless respawns. To do this, I hacked the elevator and tried to escape via El Rubio's office. I got the fright of my life when I realized there was a guard right outside, but after taking him out, I tried to make my escape. I ran straight to the stairs that led to the exit, somehow managed to take out the guards that were waiting for me, and hit the checkpoint. After leaving the compound, I really started to panic because the usual bike that I take wasn't there, and then all of a sudden some guards started spawning. However, as the adrenaline was fully pumping through me at this point, I managed to headshot a few of them, kill the guy on his bike, and steal it. I then headed straight to the water to begin my escape, but just as I thought I was in the clear, the helicopters nearly took me out. Thankfully, I remembered that you can use snacks underwater, and I swam for my life until the cutscene played. I can honestly say I've never been so stressed when trying to complete a heist, so if you guys enjoyed me torturing myself, please consider dropping a like, subscribing, and telling me which challenge I should do next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you soon.